Welcome to another video, and today we're gonna look at some OG Valorant tricks. Believe it or not, but Valorant is almost 3 years old. It felt like yesterday when I got wrecked in my first ranked game. But in those years, a lot of tricks came and go, and in this video I'm gonna show you which tricks you can still use and which tricks don't work anymore. For this, I looked through the first 10 episodes of the Valorant tips and tricks sent by you series and picked out the coolest ones to test in game. This means though that all these tricks are at least 2 years old. So let's see what still works. Let's start this video with the trick that completely broke Valorant. On Ascent, if Sage places a wall over here, you could teleport through the window all the way to side. This is a completely broken trick, and sadly it doesn't work anymore. I really miss the Flex Ninja plays. Now one OP trick that still works. When entering A lot of Killjoy players would place their ultimate in this corner over here. There's a way to counter it. What you have to do is ping the ultimate and then shoot on the ulti through the lever. Somehow your bullets go through then, and then you can destroy it. Actually a pretty OP trick. I'm surprised they didn't remove this yet. What they did remove is this one though. Another common spot for your Killjoy ultimate is in this corner. And back in the day you could shoot through this pipe to destroy the ulti. But now it's not possible anymore. Now let's talk about Viper. There's this mechanic that I really thought was still in the game, but apparently it's gone. Back in the day when you use your Viper ultimate and you look down, then you would be able to see the enemies a little bit earlier than if you looked straight forward. This made playing with shotgun very OP in the Viper ultimate. You just looked down and you saw the enemies before they could see you. Easy body shot, easy kill. But now it doesn't work anymore. You don't get an unfair advantage if you look down. I think it's better this way. Another thing that really surprised me is this trick combined. 2 years ago your bullets didn't go through if you shoot on the wall with the Vandal or Phantom, but the bullets did go through if you shoot on this wooden part. A lot of players got some cheeky kills with this trick. Nice. But to my surprise, this trick doesn't work anymore. It doesn't matter where you shoot with the Vandal or Phantom, the bullets don't go through. If you really want to wallbang, however, you could still pick up an Odin or Ares. Those bullets go through the wall anywhere. Now a tricky on Haven that still works. With a high penetrative gun, it doesn't really look like you can shoot through this wall over there. But I get it, you want to get that sneaky enemy standing in cubby. Well, my friends, there's actually a cool lineup for this. Stand against these boxes and aim on that brick over there. Once you see it, it's actually not that hard to remember, and when you shoot, you will see like a small gap in the wall. This way you know if you're doing it right or not. And of course you can do this trick with the Sheriff, but with an Odin it's way easier to get kills. Now look at this one. 2 years ago where you went to this corner, crouch, aim at the bottom of the lamp and shoot your arrow with full charge and 2 bounces. Your arrow would glitch through the wall and land in the middle of sight. It's a good trick in combination with an Odin. You can just wallbang, but man oh man, this is complicated. Nowadays this trick doesn't work anymore, but I'm glad that it doesn't work anymore because you can actually do something better. It's very simple. You remember that small gap over there? Just shoot your arrow with 2 bounces in that small gap and voila, it scans the whole side so you can wallbang with your Odin. I think this one is even better because it's harder for the enemies to destroy your dart. This next one isn't really a trick for an agent or a map, but it's a trick about typing. Back in the day you could actually use colors for when you're typing something. There were certain codes you could use for different colors. Pretty funny to troll your teammates and enemies, right? Maybe type that they are bent or something just for fun. But it doesn't work anymore, sad life. Something else that Rito games removed a lot were those pixel jumps with Jet. Back in the day there were a lot of spots where you could chill very high with Jet, but now not anymore. Except for this one. Where you jump on this cave over here, you could spam click crouch and still stay very high. I think the main reason why this didn't got removed is because back in the day it wasn't really that game breaking. Yes, you could stand high with Jet, but where are you looking at? You're basically looking at nothing. But now with the new teleporter spot, you look directly at the exit of the teleporter. So the new bind is like a hidden buff for this spot, so maybe it will get removed in the future. Now something really funny I found out. Do you remember that back in the day you could stand over here on Ascent and look in between the generator? This way you could look at the enemy and see if they are walking to the left or the right. Well now, of course you can't do that anymore. But what you can do is still shoot in between the generator. As you see in the background, the bullets do go through and hit the wall on the back. I mean, the chance of getting a kill like this is very low. But if you get one like this, whoo, enemy will report you for a wall hack for sure. Another trick people would definitely report you for if you use it right now is this Jet trick. I mean, look how fast you could go back in the day. Nowadays you definitely cannot use this trick anymore. But I think that's for the better. Now a tricky you luckily still can use. It's pretty simple. Place the front feet of your turret just a little bit in front of the line over here. When you do that you can simply jump on the turret and then jump on the truck. A pretty cool tricky this one. After that place your turret over here, hide behind the wall, and once your turret is shooting, swing with your turret. The next trick that's still possible is on Haven. And wait, do you see the trend over here? If you paid close attention you might have noticed that all these tricks are either on Haven, Bind, Split or Ascent. And that's because back in the day you only had those 4 mobs. A pretty fun fact for the newer players out there. Back back to the tricks. You see this plant pot over there? You can actually use this plant pot to boost your sofa drone very high up in the sky. It worked back in the day and now it still works. So use it, my friends. Because your drone flies so high, it's harder for the enemies to destroy it. And while we're on Haven, a very common spot for killjoy ultimates is in this corner over here. With KO, you could stand over here, do a jumping right click throw, and look at that, your molly would go through the wall and land all the way in A short. A very OP trick to destroy the killjoy ultimate, but this was on the old map, and now 2 years later you sadly cannot do this anymore. But I mean, if you try it, you at least get cool disco lighting. I think KO is in for a party. The same thing counts for the skybird. Back in the day you could fly it in between and flash the enemies down there, but now your bird will get stuck inside the wall. Not very smart. Now look at this. How was this ever a thing? You could clip the race boombot through the wall over here. It's very OP, and the main thing that's good over here is that the boombot is driving so far. I miss the old race boombot. Now it gets destroyed after like 3 meters. This next trick still is a thing, but I don't see anyone doing it anymore. Look at this clip.
What? He was up there?
Oh, that's a great strategy. And it's very simple. You just place your sage wall over here on pizza. And look at that. You can look over the wall all the way towards middle. Back in the day, I got destroyed so many times by tricks like these. But now, luckily, not anymore. So to all the sage players out there, just keep walling B-side every round and don't kill me in middle, okay? One tip though, if you want to use this trick, it's recommended that you put your gun in your left hand. If your gun is in your right hand, your gun will block off middle. And that's not very smart. While it's in your left hand, you still will be able to see middle. Also, Rito Games, if you are listening, please add the keybind for this so you could switch during the round. I would love this addition in Valorant. Now look at this one. Did you know that back in the day when you place a killjoy turret down, your teammate Sage could place her wall on top of the turret, and this way you can create a one-way everywhere on the map. This was so broken, my friends. And of course, it doesn't work anymore. I think that's for the better. About Sage, this is a cool trick you could do back in the day. Place your wall over here, look at sight, and the enemies will have a hard time seeing you because of the cloth that's hanging up there. But now there's like an invisible barrier, so you can't boost yourself up anymore. I think they have seen Grim making too many kills with this trick. Let's go back to Split. Here's a cool cypher trick you still can use. You see this ledge over here? Simply throw your cage on this ledge. It will stay there like a good doggy till you activate it. So after that, place a tripwire over here. The cool thing about this cage is that it's a good one way if you're standing on the back of side. Easy peasy kills for you, my friend. About one ways, here's another easy one for Cypher, this time on Haven. Very simple. Stand against the sandbags and throw your cage on the attic. It will land in the attic, and did you actually know that there was an attic over there? I've showed this trick 2 years ago, but I completely forgot. But anyway, it's a nice one way for if the enemies are pushing window. And while we're next to garage, here's a cool trick you still can use. If you buy an Odin or Ares, stop wallbanging through the doors. The doors take a while to break, so it's not very good. There's a better way to wallbang. Instead of shooting on the doors, you could just shoot on the wooden part on the right. I think this mechanic is not very good, but the bullets still go through, so you can get some nice kills. Now look at this. Who can remember that if you place your Yoru footsteps in the middle of the teleporter, the door will stay open so you can get the enemies if they walk through. This one was actually pretty good. But now it doesn't work anymore, but you can do something else. What you have to do is go through the teleporter, place your traps down, chill in hookah, and once you hear an enemy teleporting, activate your clone. The door will open for a brief amount of time, just enough so you can get the kill. This tactic is not as good as the last tactic, but hey, it might work for you. Another OP thing you could do is open the door from the outside, but luckily this also doesn't work anymore. Now some jet jumps you can or cannot do anymore. The first one is on ascent. You could jump on these boxes and then use this pixel to get a little bit higher. But now, nope, not anymore. A jump you still can do, however, is from heaven all the way to the truck over here. A nice one you could do in the pre-round to save an updraft. This next one is a bit harder, but you could also jump from the wooden crates in middle. Practice is key, my friends. Do it a few times and easy peasy for you. And another trick you still can do. When jumping from a high spot, of course you take fall damage, and that's not very nice. Here's a tricky. If you're playing Killjoy, simply place your turret down and then jump on your turret. A very nice one. You can use it on any map from any height. Not that you ever need to fall from this high, but now you know. And look at this. I found a tricky on Breeze you still can use. When placing your cypher cam over here, you could shoot it. The trapdoor opens and you can place your tripwire over there. Even though Breeze is not in the map pool anymore, I think it's a cool trick. Now my friends, guess what? Mr. Lowlander is done with college. It took a while, but finally I can go back to the YouTube grind again. So expect more videos from now on. If you don't want to miss any, please subscribe to the channel. And I see you guys in the next one. Peace.